I will just wait for a few more people to join and then we may start. Meanwhile, you all can post any questions that you all have in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so firstly, I'll introduce myself. My name is Bhavisha Lakhiani, and I have been working in the insurance industry for almost 4.5 years now. I worked 3 years in Indian insurance industry, and right now I am working for the US market. Um, During my career, yeah, y'all can read the caption for more of details about my career and accomplishments. Um, so, we're going to talk about building an actuarial career today and what are the most important things that you need to build an actuarial career. First is obviously knowledge. You need to give your exams and be thorough with the content in it. You can do that during college, and that obviously continues during your career as well, as in when you grow. Second is the application to real life scenarios, which you mostly get while you are doing your internships or you're working for a company, and all those things. So basically, college usually teaches you the theoretical part, and the exams usually teach you the theoretical part, the initial ones. Uh, but the application to reality comes once you start working. Third is the technical skills. So there are various technical skills that you require to become a successful actuary, and especially at the early stages of your career when you are starting out, you need to master the technical skills. So some of that can be done while you're in college, and that is also helpful to land you your first job. Um, and then on job also you get trained on technical skills while working, so that's a completely different case. So while you're in college, what you can focus on is developing your basic Excel skills, your SQL programming, and then once you're thorough with those two, then you can go on to learning VBA macros and um, learning advanced programming languages like R and Python, which are extensively available to learn for free on the internet. So that's covered, and knowing the basics will only help you at your job in the future. Also, you also get these free R programming and Python programming apps which you can use, like instead of playing games or using your social media, you could just go on those apps and learn it. uh, yeah, so that's one tip. And yeah, I think you'll be set with the technical skills that way. um, what about communication skills? So actuaries are like not given enough credit. Like, we're known as people who deal with numbers and everything, but communication is a very big part of being an actuary, because eventually you're going to have to convert whatever you are doing, whatever mathematical stuff that you're doing and statistical stuff that you do at work, to explain to different types of audiences. Like we work with different teams within the company, and not everyone, as we know, is well versed with actual details and details of what we do with the numbers. So you need to simplify it and present it to different audiences. So if you're in college, you can try participating, make some time for extracurricular activities. I myself participated in a lot of presentation competitions and did some part of extracurricular activities, which helped me learn how to present different things to different audiences. And since I studied math and stats in college, it was pretty similar to what I would be doing at work. And it also helped me how to network and communicate with different people and people skills. I think when you're working in a corporate environment, even if you're not working in a corporate environment, you're working in consulting or you're like independently consulting, you still need to deal with people. And yeah, that's one of the important parts of an actuarial job as well. So it'll teach you that also. So yeah, like just don't be completely focused on your books while you're in college. Please do other things um, other than just just being inside your books and studying. It will be helpful in the future in your career. Um, Last but not the least, you need to have the ability to join the dots. So like whatever knowledge you've gained at work or in college, there's no point if you cannot apply it to real life. And some of it comes, actually most of it comes while you start working, but you can also try like have groups in college where like if you're studying together, you can sorry you can like make study groups, come up with different scenarios and learn how to join the dots, like learn how to connect your reserving numbers to the financials, or like how the company is doing to the IBNR numbers. And if you can't do that in college, don't worry, you're gonna learn it at work as it is. um, but yeah, if you're working, the ability to join the dots to with like financials, the sales numbers, and your IBNR, and what is going on around the data within your company, that is very, very important. Um, so we've started getting questions. I'll just sum up whatever I've said till now. Um, So, being an actuary is like a multi-step journey, and it's a lot of work throughout your career. But like especially at the beginning of your career, you have to focus on these few things. Firstly, is it's your knowledge, your technical skills, your communication skills, presentation skills, and your ability to join the dots. Um, yeah. I think that's about it. I'll start answering questions now. Aditya asked, do actuaries only work in the insurance sector, or are there any other jobs available for them, and how well is the pay in those jobs? So, Aditya, currently the actuarial market is pretty open. So, in addition to insurance, which is the traditional industry that actuaries have been working in for decades, we also have jobs in the banking sector, in data science, in financial companies, investment banking, and yeah, mainly these. And how well is the pay in those jobs? It completely depends on your skill set and the actuarial requirements that they have. But yeah, I won't be able to give a range, but it's pretty comparable to the traditional insurance sector, I'd say. post your questions in the comment section. What do you think about the scope of a job role in US GAAP and IFRS 17? Yes, actuaries are handling that stuff. They do handle US GAAP and IFRS 17. So, yeah, as you keep growing in your role, you eventually get to a point where you have to deal with these things. Are the courses actuarial science and data science closely related? I wouldn't say they are closely related, but there is some part of data science work that you have to do in actuarial, because like essentially what we're doing is statistical analysis and applying whatever we've learned in actuarial, which is like advanced math and actuarial math and various different subjects, to the data that we have within the company. So I'd say there are parts of data science that are involved in actuarial science. Yeah, but they're not very closely related at this point. Um, would you recommend any particular degree we should pursue in college while giving the actuarial exams alongside? So what is recommended is that you can be from any stream that has math. So that covers anything from math to stats to engineering to uh, whatever has math, finance, or yeah, data science. Any course would do that is strong in math. But like since you have to give actuarial exams, my personal recommendation would be like take something that is not too heavy, like engineering would be a little too heavy to balance with exams. So like a pure science subject or like something closely related to data science or statistics or math would be beneficial comparatively. When is the right time to start doing an actuarial internship or job if the person is still pursuing undergraduate courses? So there's no right time. If you get time in summer, if you get time after college, just join an internship. All you need is like little bit experience on how the work is actually done, and it will also help you to decide what industry you want to be in and don't want to be in the future. And it will also teach you technical skills because as an intern you're basically like getting trained and also doing the job, so it will help you gain those skills, like I said. And yeah, and it will also give you a gist of how the atmosphere at work is. Do you like it or not? What kind of a place do you want to be working in after college? Because that will be more of like a life choice that you'll make, because like there's no college and then you have to start working. And yeah, there's no right time. You can start during college, you can start after college, right after college. So there's no right time. Just start whenever you want. Oh, also, like some companies need some amount of experience beforehand. So, like, if you the sooner you start the internship, the better it will be, because like you'll gain the technical skills that are required on job. Um, yeah, the sooner you start, the better. But it's completely up to you. Nowadays, there are a lot of commerce degrees like BCom, BBI, and BBA. So, which of these would help us? Like I said, it's completely up to you. As long as the course has math, it's gonna help you. Um, Yeah, that's all I have for that. You can totally do commerce, you can totally do science, you can totally take arts, everything is fine. Um, Keshav says, after clearing how many papers of actuarial science should a person start job? So there have been various phases where, like, over the years, earlier there used to be like a larger papers requirement, and then the contradiction used to be that the person does not have enough technical skills, so you need to actually have a balance of both. I would recommend anywhere between 3 to 6 papers during college, if you could complete those, like, or before you start a job, that should be enough, and you can club it up with your technical skills, like learn a software, learn a software language, brush up your Excel skills. So Excel is one very, very important skill that you would require in any any actual job that you go to. Like, even if you're not using it extensively, there is going to be some point where you're going to be using that. So, like, master your Excel skills, um, try learning VBA macros, then you can go to advanced software languages. But, like, I would say you should have a balance of both, and should also have the ability to apply the knowledge that you've learned in your exams. So, like, you don't have to just give the exams like, you just uh, give it and then forget about it, and you don't really know how to apply it when you're given a problem and you have to come up with a solution. So recruiters usually see all of that. So, like, in addition to your papers, your technical skills, communication skills, and your ability to apply whatever you've learned to a given situation is extremely important. What are mostly used models in GI? So I can't speak for the whole industry, but what I have extensively used is more of generalized linear models and multiple regression models. So that are extensively used. Um, is learning Power BI worth for actuaries? So it actually depends on the role that you're playing. I learned Power BI while I was working, and it was beneficial in terms of having larger data sets and having ease to present graphs and creating dashboards and stuff like that. So it completely depends on your role. So if you're in an analytical role, or even if you're in a reserving role where you have to like uh, club your IBNR results and back them up with data and charts, then I would say that, like, having a Power BI dashboard is definitely beneficial, and it'll be an add-on to get things done quicker. So yeah. Also, if you are presenting your diagnostics to a larger audience, that's where also Power BI is beneficial. So, yeah. The entire Microsoft Office package is beneficial because, like, you're going to use a lot of PowerPoint, you're going to use a lot of Excel, Word is anywhere there. Then you have Microsoft Access. So, like, when the companies are in a startup stage, like they have relatively very less data compared to like the big giants, then you end up using Microsoft Access as well. So that's also beneficial in any insurance industry. Yes, I am working as a PNC analyst. I am from commerce, but the paper got lots of science. Then how to tackle them? You have the study material available from the institute, so I think that is usually enough to get through the exams. And like I don't think there are any like anything like commerce or science. It's math, and you're gonna have a lot of differentiation, integration, and like application of those calculus concepts. So I would recommend that you get those clear first and then go to the advanced levels. Can you name a website to Excel in Microsoft Excel? So I I learned Excel. Like I had actually taken up an advanced Excel course. You have a lot of courses if you're in any city. I am in Mumbai, so that is there. Or like if you want to learn it for free, you have Coursera. You have EDX. So yeah, edX and Coursera should be enough. Coursera is very beneficial for a lot of things. So like you can learn Power BI on that, you can learn Excel, you can learn R programming, you can learn Python. So it's very actuarial friendly that way. Any more questions? I'm done answering all the questions that were there on the comments. Open to more. Okay. Jenny asks, is masters in actuarial management a good option to go with post graduation? Um, there are pros and cons to that. So like you'll be done with your course in a year. Like I'm assuming it's the one that helps you get through the last four paper, and then you have one one left after that. So yeah, it's definitely a good option if um, you have the money and means to go for it, and secondly you want to get done with papers quicker. But certainly you lose out on that 1 year of work experience, and like the work experience that you have would have got if you were doing those four papers with your job. So yeah, you need to balance it out, like what do you want more. And yeah, that course obviously gives you exemptions, so it is a good option, but everything has its pros and cons. How much time it takes to clear all papers? It completely depends on you. There is no fixed time to clear all papers. There are people who've completed their exams in 4 years, 5 years. There are people who've been writing their exams for 15 years. So there is no particular time frame. Which industry should we choose at initial stage of actuarial career? Snehal asks. Um, it completely depends on what your interest lies in. So there is some part that you could understand while you are studying, like some exams give you an overview of what life insurance would comprise of, some give you an overview of what general insurance would comprise of, and stuff like that. But yeah, so like I said, but that's not going to give you the complete picture until you start working in it, or like weigh the pros and cons by asking people who are working in different industries. But then again, they're going to have their own opinions, so it's your call what you want to pick. The other alternative could be, if you want to see for yourself, you can go for internships and figure it out yourself, like do 2-3 internships during college, and like let's say you did one in general insurance, you did one in data science, and then you did one in life insurance or finance or whatever. And yeah, it's completely up to you. Simran asks, Masters in finance is a good option after 3-4 papers from US. Um, 3-4 papers. Are you talking about masters in finance in the US or clearing 3-4 exams from the US? I am not clear on that, but I will still answer it. It depends on your career goals. If you're giving actuarial exams, then you don't usually need a master's unless you want to diversify into some other field within your company, like an add-on to actuarial. Um, like suppose if you want to get into finance or investment banking, then it would make sense to do a master's in finance. Or if you have your own personal goals that you want to do a master's, then yeah, just go for it. But when it comes to an actual job, you don't really require it as an essential component of the traditional actuarial role. What is the path to the career of data science via actuarial science? So there are a lot of actuaries worldwide that are currently working in data science. So what you'll have to do to diversify into data science is, like, you'll have to be really, really thorough with data and really amp up your programming skills, because data science, that's what it does. And while you're working in actuarial, if your company, within the company, fly outside, but yeah, I think majorly you are going to need the programming skills and the software skills of what that company is. I am financial recruitment says I'm currently working in LIC as a development officer. How does this career help me to grow in LIC? Yeah, I have heard a few people who have actually gone from development officer to an actuarial role by giving actuarial exams and taking up that career. So yes, definitely it will help you grow in LIC. Yeah. Is data science a good add-on to actuarial science? Worth the time and efforts? Interesting. Um, I've seen a lot of questions come up with data science, so I'd say this again. Data science is a part of your actuarial journey. Uh, Initially, you have to deal with data to understand what the company is dealing with, and yeah, so the basic data science you're anyway going to learn while you're in actuarial. But if you want to get into full-fledged data science, um, then it's your call, because you'll have to get trained in different languages and get a different set of expertise for data science, and in a lot of large organizations, Fortune 100 companies, different large conglomerates, they anyway have a separate data science team that churns all the data and provides it to actuarial. But we also have actuaries that are working in the data science team. So yeah, it definitely is. I wouldn't call it an add-on. I would call it a part of actuarial science. Like, it's part of the job. You have to understand that. Like, not necessarily you need to understand the working of the programming, but it is definitely beneficial to know what's going on in the background workings, and to understand how the program is working, so that you have more clarity about what's coming through, flowing through your own actuarial data sets that you use for reserving or pricing or whatever. Any more questions? Would you suggest an MSc in actuarial management to boost up one's career? Hmm. Like I said earlier, a master's is not really necessary for an actuarial role. You have your actuarial exams to help you grow through your career, and most companies actually, yeah, most companies usually give you perks for your actuarial exams. Like, they give you days off to study, they pay for your exams, they you get your raises and your bonuses based on what exam you've cleared, and how many exams you've cleared while you were in the company. So that way, MSc in actuarial management would only help you get done with your papers quicker. That's it. Which soft skills are required to work fluently as an actuary? So, communication skills and presentation skills are extremely important while working as an actuary, because you are presenting to different audiences, you are communicating with different audiences who may or may not have the actuarial background. Most of the times, they do not have an actuarial background, so you need to be really fluent in converting your mathematical numbers into something that someone can understand in a layman language, in any language. So, yeah, those are the two main soft skills that are required to work fluently as an actuary. Do freshly graduated actuaries get placed abroad? Um, I don't get that question. So, are you asking about graduation? If you've done it abroad, then you'll obviously get placed abroad. Um, Fresh graduates usually, I think you need certain amount of experience to get directly placed abroad. But sure, if the company really likes you on your interview and likes the skills that you bring to the table, then yes, definitely. Does motor insurance come under property insurance, and what comes under casualty? So yeah, property and casualty, as the name suggests, like property is property, so like it refers to things, and casualty is usually that refers to people and their different liabilities that come with it. That's what property and casualty insurance is. Any more questions? Another one. Asiya asks, what actuarial role fits best for a fresher according to you? So, again, I would say there is no role that fits best for every person. You have to figure that out for yourself based on your interests and your skill set. So, I would suggest that you take up different internships if you can, or like go through what subjects you like, um, and yeah, you'll eventually figure out what is good for you in the long term. So I would say, okay, to add on to it, any internship, if you get that, helps you apply your knowledge to real life scenarios, to practical scenarios. Uh, by that I mean like apply your actual knowledge to practical scenarios, and also helps you develop the technical skills like little bit of data analysis, and helps you learn Excel, VBA macros, and maybe some software languages like R, Python. Then that should be good enough to start off with in an internship. So you'll have a basic idea of what you like and what you don't like, and then you can choose what you want to go for in the future, like after you finish college. Would you suggest a graduation degree of BSc Actuarial Science, or is it better to give papers separately with graduation and different degree like BCom? At this point, I would say see whatever suits you best. I personally would recommend taking like a pure science or a pure math course, uh, because that will be like an add-on to your exams, because you'll essentially be thorough with your concepts like the statistical, math, economics, or finance, or whatever concepts that you have. That base will be provided by your college education, and then your actual exams will be anyway separate. So that you'll anyway, unless you're getting exemptions, I would I wouldn't go for an actual science graduate course with exams, because you're anyway studying the same thing in two places. So why not have your concepts like firmly grounded and then give your actual exams separately? How to prepare for technical interview of PNC analyst as a fresher? Can you tell some questions? Um, how to prepare for that? Firstly, um, you need to be thorough with your exams, like the general insurance exams. Um, so, whatever exams you've cleared, you need to be clear with the concepts, um, and like try to apply whatever you have learnt on that to like real life situations or like trick questions. um, and yeah, the interviewer is obviously they're going to test some theoretical knowledge, but mainly they're going to test how you're able to apply all the concepts that you've learned in your actual exams to any practical scenario. So there is no one way to go about it, or like there is no straight up answer to that, but you just have to be thorough with your basic concepts and like be quick at thinking of the answers that your interviewer is asking. um, Secondly, yeah, you should also be thorough with your communication skills, how you'll be communicating whatever answer you get to, what is the meaning of that. So, like, you don't have to just calculate the numbers that you're given in a technical interview. You have to know what it means, and you have to answer the question, because the number is not the only answer. You need to know what that number means. So you need to be thorough with what you're talking about in front of the interviewer. Those will be the main things. Mm. Any other questions? Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, then I will wrap it up for you. Um, so, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this session and found it helpful in the littlest way possible. And if you have any more questions, you can either DM me or you can DM the Academy Finstat. um, and as an actuary, as a fresher, whether you're in your mid-career or you're a fresher or you're still in college thinking about starting with this degree, I would say just go with an open mind and have a growth mindset and think long term and have set career goals and make a plan and stick to it. Focus on your exams. Keep doing extracurricular activities in college and keep enhancing your technical skills, communication skills, and you'll be all set. Thank you, everyone.